less stress, more time, more money. Welcome to the Cashflow Contractor, short with Khalil bin Haj.
What's up, Cashflow Contractors? Khalil here. Hope that you're finding less stress, more time, and more money. Excited to talk to you guys today about knowing your customers. I'm not sure how many of you guys watch Shark Tank. I love the show, but there's a really key phrase that's used all the time whenever the sharks ask the person pitching their business how much they did in sales, what their margins are, how much their customer acquisition cost is, all these different things. And then the person pitching the business doesn't have a solid answer. They can't give a really key figure, but they're just giving vague numbers. And the sharks will say, you have to know your numbers. And it's so true. It's the score of business. You have to know your numbers. But just as important is knowing your customers. And you see it a lot on Shark Tank, where the people pitching their business, they know their customers because they are scratching their own itch. They know who they are. And you see these crazy ideas that no one would ever think of, but this person had a problem and they solved it themselves, and they knew that other people out there had the same problem, and they knew their customer. For a lot of you, that could have been the way that you started your contracting business. You had a need, or you saw a need where maybe you were working for someone, they weren't doing things right, and you were working with the customer and you saw they needed it done this way, and so then you decided to go out on your own. But that's not always how it works. And when you start your contracting business, you usually are pretty close to the customer, right? You're doing every aspect of customer service, sales, you're actually performing the work as well. Any support, you're doing that, and you're getting to spend time with your customers a lot. But as you grow, you typically move further and further away from your customers. You hire some people to actually do the production of the jobs, and so you're not there on site all the time. You end up hiring someone to work the front desk, and so you're not taking the calls. You end up hiring a salesperson, so you're not going on the sales meetings. All these different areas that you used to be doing, you delegate it, and it actually puts you away from your customers. And that's a good thing. It's good to delegate. It's good to work on strategy and work on the business and not in it. But as you start to make decisions in your business and make plans, you have to consult the customer. You have to think about the customer's perspective and what's best for them and what they're going to desire. That's what's going to give you a leg up, is if you really know about your customer in detail. So I want to give you guys some really key ways that you can make a habit of checking with customers weekly if possible, but really just to keep a pulse on them. If that's every other week, every once in a while, just make it something where you're keeping a pulse on your customers so you know what's going on. And that's going to allow you to make better decisions and plans with the customer in mind. So the first one is go to that next meeting, whether it's a pre-construction meeting, whether it's a sales call, whatever it is. Try to go to the next meeting and see what it's like. Just sit in, right? It's a good opportunity for you to, do a little bit of an audit and an evaluation of your employee, but really just sit and listen to the customer and see what their needs are, see what their challenges are, their desires, their goals, the mistakes that they've made, the questions they have. Think about all those things. If you go to that meeting, it'll be really helpful, and maybe make it regular. Go to a meeting once a month. Hey, once a month I'm going to jump on this meeting for pre-construction, or I'm going to go by the job site and I'm going to be there when the customer comes by. See what it's like. See if you can learn from them during that experience. Maybe even have a list of questions ready that you might be able to ask. The next thing is to listen to sales calls. And it doesn't actually have to be sales calls. It can also be any inbound calls that are coming in for support, maybe to the front desk or something like that. Try to listen to those. I don't know if you have a system that's recording any of your calls right now. We use CallRail for inbound calls. We also use Dialpad for outbound calls. But any chance you can, just while you're driving, try to play one of those recordings of a call that either your salesperson or your front desk person, office manager, project manager, whatever calls they have that were the customer, just listen to them. See if there's ways that you can better serve the customer, or that there's a weakness in your business that the customer is experiencing. It'll really change the perspective that you have on your business. The next thing that you can do is some qualitative surveys. So not quantitative, where you're just sending out a form for somebody to fill out that says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate us? You're looking for more quality information. And so just have a list of 5 questions and call up a customer sometime. Call them, even if it's a B2B, like a builder or another subcontractor, give them a call and ask, hey, how are we doing on this job for you? How are things going lately? Any issues that you're seeing with us? What was the last project that we worked with you on? How did it go? How would you rate us? How does it compare to other contractors? What could we do better? Just asking some of these questions to get that quality information. If it's with a residential person, where you're working directly with the customer, the consumer, maybe give them a call and ask them the same question. Hey, we wanted to see how we did with you, and it's been a while. How is our job holding up? Are you having any issues? Have you had any friends lately that you think could use our service as well? Just different questions like that, where you can get quality information and see what's going on with your customers. The next thing that you can do is monitor social activity. So this is only really if you're active on social media as a brand. Your company's posting to Facebook or to Instagram, and LinkedIn even, and you're getting comments and activity there. See what's going on. I also encourage you maybe to even just follow some of your customers and see what they're going through. See what they're posting about, what they're talking about. Sometimes it's only going to be family things and you're not going to get much, but every once in a while you'll see something that really catches your eye where there's an opportunity for you to help or to improve. And with all of these different things, the meetings that you go to, the sales calls or service calls that you listen to, the surveys that you do for qualitative feedback, monitoring social media, as you're doing all these things, look for trends. Look for trends that you see from customer to customer, from stage to stage in your building process, in your sales process, whatever it is. And as you have those trends and you start to see them, see how that might allow you to make better decisions and better plans in your business on day-to-day operations, on strategy for the next quarter, for the next year. But knowing your customers will really set you apart. A lot of people assume that customers are always the same or assume they understand what a customer desires. And that's not always how it works. So I encourage you, just as you want to know your numbers in your business, know your customers. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope it's inspired you to go and do something about it, and knowing your customers, whether that's calls or meetings, surveys, or monitoring social activity. But spend some more time with your customers and don't always push yourself away from them as much as possible. Thanks for your time. Hope that you're having a great Thanksgiving week if you're listening to this on launch day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Cashflow Contractor. Check out our website in the show notes or visit thecashflowcontractor.com.